From the Center for the Study and Teaching of Writing at The Ohio State University, this is Writer's Talk. I'm Doug Dangler. I'm here at the Ohioana Book Festival with Michelle Houts. Getting it right?
You got it.
I got it right. And she has written a true-to-life story, very factual, called The Beef Princess of Practical County. It's actually fictional. So tell me about this book and the writing of it and how you came up with the idea and all those good things.
Sure. The Beef Princess of Practical County is a story of Libby, who's 12 years old, and she has picked out 2 calves to take to her county fair. This is usually her brother's job, but he's gone away to college, and so now she gets the opportunity. And, doesn't turn out to be as easy as she thinks it's going to be.
Right.
Like most kids and animals, they get a little bit attached to one another, and therein lies the problem of the story.
Oh, okay. So the inevitable sort of ending of the relationship on a beef farm.
Yes, it is a very factual story, and anyone who has enjoyed a hamburger at McDonald's or sat down to a steak knows that the truth is, we know where that comes from. Sometimes, though, kids struggle with that, and even adults struggle with that sometimes. And so, like a lot of kids who are in 4-H and FFA and take animals to the fair, Libby has to decide how she feels about that.
Okay.
One of the first things that happens is her father says, fair calves don't need names. It's a pet. It's at the farm. It's hers. She does what she wants. Of course, she names her animals. So.
Okay. So I'm guessing that this has something to do with your background. Maybe you're familiar with the area. You grew up in someplace close to Practical County.
Actually, Practical County is a made-up county,
right.
But I think it's very similar to a lot of Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Nebraska, Midwest, Iowa, Midwest counties where there's a lot of agriculture. And I did not grow up on a farm, but I went to The Ohio State University where I met the farmer of my dreams. I call him TFOMD. And I don't call him that to his face.
That's pretty involved.
Yeah, we refer to him as the farmer of my dreams. And when I met him and married him, I had to move to where he lived because he couldn't move his land to where I lived. So I've been on a farm for 20 years now. We're raising 3 children on a farm, and I really like farm life. And there was a lot to look at and use to create some of the scenes in The Beef Princess.
Okay. So did you give it to the farmer of my dreams at the end and say, fact check this for me? Or did you talk to him throughout it?
I had several fact checkers. My kids are old enough to be part of FFA and 4-H, and so they helped me check some facts. I asked my husband several questions along the way. It was good to have those experts in residence living right there at home with me.
What kind of questions did you have to ask when you were going to the fact checkers? Like, how do cows do X? How do they do Y?
Exactly. Well, when I talk to school kids, a lot of times they're under the misconception that when you write fiction, you don't have to do a lot of research because you're making it all up anyway, right? But then I tell them, what if I had said something in the story like there was a red and white Holstein when we know that most Holsteins are black and white. So I had to have my facts correct. So I did have to check with some people on some of those things.
Okay. Now, this is your first book?
It is.
So what are you working on now?
Actually, the kids that I've talked to lately have really been asking for more of The Beef Princess of Practical County.
Okay.
So I've started to work on a companion book. It's not really a sequel because you won't have to have read The Beef Princess to understand the next book.
Is it the pork princess, the chicken princess? Is it a theme that you're going to continue
No,
on?
it's not. Actually, it's going to remain on the family farm and tell more about what happens to the Ryan family after this story takes place.
So you were here for a long time before you started to write this. You were on farms, a farm. And what sparked the idea for you? You said you wanted to sort of get the actual information out there, but when did you say, okay, this is a good enough idea, I'm going to start pursuing it, I'm going to write a book?
If you've ever gone to a county fair livestock show and you've seen the kids with their hogs or their sheep or chickens or beef cattle, or unless you have witnessed that, you have no idea how much hard work, courage. Those kids put everything toward those projects for the year that they're working with those animals. And I thought, there's just not a lot of rural stories for the middle grade reader that tell about this, and I think a lot of people don't really know just how difficult it is for those kids to put all that time and energy and hard work toward their animal, and then inevitably maybe part with it at the end. So that's when, after attending our county fair and attending the animal livestock shows, I thought somebody needs to tell this story.
Now, did you have a background in writing before you started this? Did you take creative writing at the Ohio State University?
No,
or was
I
it
didn't.
No?
I have a background in education, and so, but as a young child, I loved to write, and I always knew I would do something with writing in my future. So.
Okay. And so, did you read this to your kids? You said, you fact-checked it, but did you sit down and say, Mom's going to read your writing for today?
Yeah.
Give me your honest opinion.
A couple of my kids read it kind of chapter by chapter as I went, and my 11-year-old daughter just keeps rereading it. I think she's on her 9th read.
Okay. And why did she keep rereading? Does that get her out of chores?
It might. When it's time to go out and work in the barn.
Right. I can't, Mom. I got to read the book.
I can find her reading. And if she's reading my book, what can I say? I can say,
right.
Oh, well, that's okay. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah, that's a very good maneuver there. All right, Michelle Houts, the Beef Princess of Practical County. I thank you very much for talking to us today.
Thank you.
And good luck on the farm and with your next novel.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. From the Center for the Study and Teaching of Writing, this is Doug Dangler saying, keep writing.